North Korea, known for its reclusiveness and tight internet controls, is playing host to a high-profile visit from the US, one of the guests being head of online giant Google, in fact. The trip's breeding speculation about the company's plans to expand into the secretive state. Let's talk to John Pfeffer. He's the co-director of Foreign Policy and Focus Project, and he's joining us on the line now from Washington, D.C. Hi, sir. Thanks for being with us. This visit by Google Boston Eric Schmidt's headed by former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson. Now, Richardson's a veteran of humanitarian journeys to North Korea. Is this one going to be different from the usual kind of trip, though, do you think?
Well, it comes with a great incentive for North Korea, and that is a visit from one of the top corporations in the world. And so I think that's one of the reasons why North Korea was so enthusiastic about having them come in on this trip.
The US State Department's not enthusiastic, though, is it? The spokesperson there, Victoria Nuland, says the visit's ill-timed in light of Washington's anger at Pyongyang's recent rocket launch. Schmidt, though, says he's not there on business, so why do the US officials care?
Well, the U.S. officials care because they're trying to tighten the screws on the sanction regime against North Korea. But to be honest, there aren't a lot of sanctions they can levy against North Korea at this point. It's one of the most heavily sanctioned countries in the world. So what they're looking for basically is more a kind of atmosphere of condemnation. And for a trip like this to go forward is to basically go against this overall atmosphere of condemnation.
John, you said there's a lot in it for North Korea. I mean, it's known for its very tight internet controls. Is this a sign that things may be changing in that regard with the Google guy there?
Well, I think that the leadership in North Korea has always been interested in more information. Top elite in North Korea has access to the internet, has access to the World Wide Web, has access to lots of information. It's the bulk of the population, of course, that doesn't have any access. Although we've seen some increase, of course, in cell phones and in applications, smartphones in North Korea. So at a certain level, yes, we've seen a crack open in terms of information access. But I don't think we're going to see any major deal come out of this, and I don't think we're going to see Google suddenly open up an office in Pyongyang.
Interesting he's making that visit, though, isn't it?
It's very interesting, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that North Korea positions itself as a leader in information technology. I mean, people may find that amusing, but that's the case. North Korea's computer programmers are top-notch. Their animators are top-notch. They see themselves as taking information technology as a vehicle into the 21st century. So having someone like Google's Eric Schmidt come for a visit is extraordinarily important for this IT kind of success of North Korea.
While you're on the line, John, there are reports that Pyongyang's recruiting German experts to help make North Korea more attractive to foreign investors, because it isn't very attractive at the moment. What has it got to offer then?
Well, number one, it's got a trained workforce, highly educated, and no trade unions. I mean, that's no, the trade unions are going to cause any strikes, and that's a big plus for outside investors. Another thing is raw materials. North Korea has an enormous amount of mineral wealth, and at the moment, China has pretty much locked up access to that, but North Korea, I think, is interested in getting a couple more bids on that, maybe getting some more money there. And then, of course, location. North Korea is in the middle of one of the top economic zones in the world. So if you're going to open up a business in Northeast Asia, why not think of North Korea?
John, thanks for being on the line. John Pfeffer, co-director of Foreign Policy and Focus Project at the Institute for Policy Studies.